What's up guys, live here with sponsored Pokemon player, Daniel Altavilla. We're here at the Daytona Regional. It was expanded format. What did you choose to play this format?
I chose to play Darkrai GX.
Nice. How was the deck?
It was pretty good, it was consistent, it was really strong. When it bricked, it really bricked, but it rarely bricked, so that's great.
Alright, let's check it out, man.
Alright, so what we have here is 3 Darkrai GX. This is the whole point of the deck, pretty much. You play around Dark Cleave, it does 130 with a Choice Band and Burbank City Gym and Hypnotoxic Laser. It does 160 plus the Poison, which becomes 190, which is a good number to hit. You're knocking out Turtonator, you're hitting 180 on things, and it's just a relevant number and expanded, so we wanna go off of that number. Anything bigger than that, we use Dead End GX to get a knockout. So we're not too worried about not being able to hit over things like Glisspot or something like that. 2 Darkrai EX, Dark Cloak. We want them for free retreat, but also in certain matchups like Night March and Greninja, things like that with baby Pokemon, maybe Guardy. We use Night Spear to do 90-30, and then maybe bring up another one 90-30, you know, get 3 knockouts and try to draw those odd prizes. 2 Shaman EX. This is for consistency. We want to use setup because we have so many different cards that we have to grab in our combo. We have like a 5-card combo to get knockouts. One Tapu Lele GX. Just for the Wonder Tag ability. We rarely end up using Energy Drive. It's kind of hard to set up, but Wonder Tag is just going to help us in a pinch and maybe at the beginning of the game if our hand's dead. One Oranguru for Instruct. I used Psychic a couple times throughout the weekend against Gardevoir, but normally you just want to use Instruct at the end of the game to not dead draw. We have so many cards that we can actually play down that Instruct is extremely good in this deck. 1 Sableye for Junk Hunt. In matchups like Turtonator and Turbo Dark, there's a good chance that they're not going to be able to get over your seventh prize at the beginning of the game. So let's say you go second, you whiff, whatever, you can just retreat to Sableye, Junk Hunt, and get 2 cards and assure that you get the knockout next turn. We have 1 Oricorio, this is for the Night March matchup, and the Glisspot matchup. So there are 2 things you can do against Night March. Obviously you have Supernatural Dance, so you can go Burbank Laser, put 30 on you, Supernatural Dance, and then you don't have to worry about that 30 damage, so you can get, you know, double knockouts. Or Revelation Dance does 30 with a Choice Band 60, Weakness 120, and then Laser Bank is 150 to one-shot a Marshadow GX with a Pokemon that is not a Darkrai, so they can't really punish you too well. Against Glisspot, you hit 190, and then you want a Supernatural Dance and put damage on them to bring them to 210. So this card has uses in many different matchups. 3 Professor Sycamore, just for consistency. We have a Battle Compressor engine, so Professor Sycamore doesn't need to be maxed out. 2 Guzma, you don't want to prize Guzma. This card's very good. A lot of games you find yourself not being able to get over their active maybe for whatever reason, and you just bring up a Shaman or you bring up a Lele and you just punish that instead. We have 1 N. This is a card that we're not going to see ourselves playing very often because we're always, you know, Guzmang, Sycamoring, or using Hex Maniac at opportune moments. So you have the 1 N because obviously eventually you're going to need to N at some point throughout the tournament, but it's not a great card in this deck. We have 1 Hex Maniac. It shuts off pretty much everything relevant. It shuts off Restoration, Dark Cloak, in Turbo Dark Mirror. It shuts off Secret Spring, Guardy, so if they don't have an energy down, you can Hex, get a knockout, and they can't put 2 energies on in the same turn and knock you back out. So it definitely has its uses. It's a great turn 1 card. Perfect in this deck. 4 VS Seeker, just to get these guys back. It's a Battle Compressor engine, like I was saying, so we can't afford to go down to 3. 4 Ultra Ball for consistency. 4 Dark Patch. It's a Dark deck in Expanded, so you want to utilize Dark Patch to the best of your ability. Definitely, it's been a great help having a guaranteed Dark Energy on my Darkrais whenever I needed them. 4 Max Elixir. I don't really like 4. I wanted to go down to 3 and put in an Escape Rope, but it's just for the same reason as Dark Patch. You just want to set up your guys. I like Max Elixir at 4 when I want to set up a Guru or a Lele in a game, but when that doesn't happen, the 3 is way better. I find myself not using all 4 most games, so I would definitely put an Escape Rope instead. for Hypnotoxic Laser, this is what I was saying earlier with the math. You do 130, 30 with Laser Bank, and then 30 with Choice Band to hit 190. 3 Battle Compressor. We don't want 4 because we don't really need to max out the compressors. Like, we have other options like Ultra Ball and Sycamore to discard these guys. But normally you could take a compressor and turn it into a 2 energy Darkrai, which is pretty nice, and also discard some of these unique supporters. 3 Choice Band as part of the combo, and we can't really afford to run Fury Belt or anything for that reason as well. 1 Field Blower for various reasons, Garbotoxin, Fighting Fury Belt, whatever. 1 Super Rod. This is to shuffle in. So Super Rod has a multi-use. So we expected a ton of Sableye Garb at this tournament, which is a mill deck. So what you do in that matchup is you junk hunt for Super Rod and you keep shuffling stuff in, and eventually you get to a point where you just set up a field behind you and you can just start getting knockouts and not have to worry about being punished. So the other reason is obviously just maybe we discard something that we want to put back in and we just put it back in, or maybe we have to Sycamore way too many energies. It's just a good card. 1 Computer Search, that's our ace spec of choice. The reason being it discards 2 cards. Getting these in the discard, Dark Energies in the discard, whatever, and it searches out any 1 card to help us get our combo going. 3 Burbank City Gym, because we need it with Hypnotoxic Laser. You never need 4 because you're getting a knockout with Dead End, and you're getting 2 knockouts with Verbank and Choice Band, so most of the time you just don't need to hit 190 3 times in a game, and that's where this is good. And then we have
trading card. Day 2 Masters. Your preliminary
10 Dark Energies. You don't need more than that because it's not a Turbo Dark deck. I'm sure you guys can notice or have noticed that we don't have any Dark Pulse Darkrai in here. So 10 Energies fine. Mostly we're just putting them in the discard. We're always getting an energy back with Restoration. So we always have at least 1 guaranteed energy, and then you just got to find the other 2, which is pretty simple to do. I whiffed some max elixirs here and there, but only because my deck was clumping. It never really mattered that I had 10 energy. That never caused an issue for me, and I don't think I would go down, and I definitely would not go up. So yeah, so that's the list. All credit to teammates Zach Lesage and Hunter Butler. They put it together before the tournament and then just passed it off to me, and I did the best with it. So it's definitely a great deck. It has room for improvement in the future, and I could see it being an expanded archetype big time.
Nice, man. Another solid performance. Top 16 finish here at the Daytona Regional for Expanded. You're going to be in the next regional in London, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So hope to see a lot more from you in the future. Congrats again on the performance, and see you again, man. Peace.
Thanks.